Okay. It's still Wednesday, August 17th, 2022. Just got back from the Wednesday night. I slept really well today. Well, during the day. For a good 6 hours. Wow. I usually don't manage to actually stay asleep. I actually woke up to the alarm. And I was like, did I? Is it, it's late. And because I'd set the alarm so I'd be, you know, up in time to go to the meeting. And I actually slept all the way. And it's like I was exhausted. And I actually got sleep. And I think it showed. Or it must have, I didn't realize it. But I feel it now. That, because I had volunteered to chair for this week's Wednesday night. And so I had forgotten. I had remembered earlier today, but then I had forgotten again. And then I was like, oh yeah, right. When I was there, I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing that. And so I didn't have a topic ready, which it's never a problem nowadays to pick a topic or to think of one. But I didn't have one planned. And so I was just kind of listening and thinking about, and at the last second, I just drew from my current experience and was talking about shame and, perceived, applied, projected, attributed shame that people try to sticky you with. And it's like, well, or, criminalize. It's like, oh, well, when they find out you have a connection with the recovery community or a problem or an alcoholic, assuming you have a criminal background or you're bad, you must have done bad things or been a bad this or a bad that or done this or that or have a history of, it's like, no, I have no history of, I have no criminal anything and don't even have a drunk driving charge on my record. Did I drink and drive? Oh yeah, all the time, but I never got pulled over for it. And yeah, I've never been through a field sobriety thing. I've never failed a breathalyzer. Can you believe that? Because I've never been exposed to it. Because I don't know. I have a different kind of story. And it took a different kind of story to get me where I got. Nowhere good. Some people who had, brushes with the law, who knows if they had it. But I had what I had. I got away with my drinking. I was that careful. And, well, I don't know. It was a serious, it's like, I was always so careful about the routes I drove and the conditions in which I drove and how, up until the last little bit, then I started caring less. And apparently I don't know. But anyway, the meeting became about stereotypes and stigmas that society throws at alcoholism and addiction, and how we live with that, and how we perceive it, and it becomes a part of our reality, and whether or not it affects us. Because there are those that if they feel like they're being disrespected, or they're not being taken seriously, or they're being ridiculed or pitied or suspected, or treated like they're a criminal, or treated, not given a fair shot, or not being treated fairly, or something, then they might have an emotional reaction or something, end up finding themselves, getting into an argument or a battle over words or semantics or rhetoric. And so, I don't know. And then I was talking about how, self-diagnosis and, things like that. And it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what I think. And, fighting for and wearing the label of alcoholic and then being okay with it. And identity. And anyway, so I was just talking because I introduced the topic and then people shared, and then I closed out the topic with another thing, and I just thought it was a regular. It's like it was a smaller than usual meeting, and and after the meeting was over, I was surprised by the reaction. Everybody. And it wasn't just one person or a couple people. It was, yeah, people really liked that topic, or at least the way it was introduced and went around. They thought it was great. The one guy was like, I've never, I've heard this a couple times, but that they had never heard that topic before. And it's like, well, it's because it's not a topic. It's just something to talk about. And if it's something that I think about, then it's something to talk about. And so it's not like it comes from a list and it's like, oh, these are the approved topics that you can discuss at meetings. Well, or stereotypes. Oh, stereotypes. There's no stereotypes. We can't talk about this. I don't think that. No, you can talk about anything. Maybe that's what people think. That's a stereotype. Is that people think you can't talk about stereotypes, or you shouldn't. Ooh, taboos. Taboos could be another topic. Interesting. Oh. Foibles. Foibles and taboos, protocols, station. Interesting. But anyway, there's no wrong way to stay sober except for, not to do it at all or not to try. And so I was trying to be encouraging to the ones that were there. Excuse me. And turned out there was a new guy, a week. Just starting out. And, I gave my speech on that. Well, I didn't. It was there in the layers with him in mind. That it's what I would have wanted. I needed somebody to say when I was new. So I'm trying to be and say what I think that I need to hear. If I'm, where I think he is, about it, how it's possible to recover, that it can be done. Others have done it. Others will do it after. And that it's worth doing. And that is a life in recovery, or is recovery going to, it's like, there's only one way to find out. I know what addiction does. And I know what the consequences are. And it's like, I don't know what the consequences of recovery are. Is it worth trying? Is it worth investigating? Is it worth attempting? Yes. What's the alternative? Destruction, death, oblivion, madness, chaos, death, fear, shame, more of that. I can have more of that as much as I want. But a life, discovery, dignity, self-respect, possibilities, potential. Sky's the limit. So, I don't know what resonated, what made it, what helped, Who knows? It's hard to say, but again, I'll just pour myself out there, and then I get to come back here and make myself some food and do this and probably watch some YouTube and then lie down and probably go for a run in the morning. And yeah, that's the dream. That's my current inception and incarnation of the dream as I know it. And yeah, that apparently is enough for me to feel satisfied with the value of my quotient in this life equation, where I do not have any answers and only really have hypotheticals and rhetorical questions. Probably some that I should not even be asking, but I ask anyway. I keep hoping that at least one day I might get an answer. But I haven't gotten an answer yet. But I keep asking anyway. And it feels, it hurts to not get answers. But I try not to take offense. It's a very busy place. Maybe in time I just need to be more patient. But in the meantime, I think I'm doing okay. And my self-appraisal does matter. My self-appraisal is valid. Just as, like, if you want me to believe that my self-diagnosis is valid, then my self-appraisal must then therefore be valid too. Cannot be denied. So I don't like it when people try to second guess me for thinking that I'm okay. It's like, oh, like they're going to determine that for me. Oh, you don't get to decide whether or not you actually are okay. We're going to figure that out for you. Whether you deserve to feel okay about yourself, because you must be guilty of something, and we need to absolve you of your something. I don't know. People are strange. But I think they've learned to just leave me alone for the most part, because I actually do get good results, or at least results that don't seem to bother me. And maybe that's just because I'm a monster. Who knows? Little do they know about, being autistic and everything like that, because I don't talk about it. But I've thought about it. But I just have decided that people they don't understand. They wouldn't understand. There's no reason for them to. So it's like it's a Autistics Anonymous program. I can share what I want, but the stereotypes and stigmas of being autistic. What do people think? People have a crazy amount of beliefs attached to what autism is, and autistic people are like, and how they are, and how they, what they're capable of, what they're incapable of, how they think, how they don't think, what they like, what they don't like, stuff like that. So, anyway. I guess that might have been part of I didn't realize it, but that might have been part of my topic was, because I deal with many sides. It's like, there's the addiction part of anonymity and stereotypes, stigmas. But then there's the autistic side of anonymity and the stereotypes and stigmas attached. And so it's like, even within Alcoholics Anonymous, I am autistically anonymous. So it's like I've got multiple lives going on at the same time in tandem. And I keep some aspects reserved and separate and cloistered and reined in. So, anyway. It was a magical evening. That's all I can say. I can't recreate what I said or how it went, but apparently it went very well. And not that it matters. And, it's gone. It's just add to the pile of experience. So, anyway, once in a lifetime. It was a good evening. I had fun.